Hello, just hit my glasses. Welcome back to the Bedroom Club podcast. This is episode 3. If you are a returning listener, I guess, thanks for listening again. Especially after the hiatus that I just had, which will all be explained. Trust and believe that. Or if this is your first time listening, thanks for joining me. It's kind of late on a Thursday night. It's 10 p.m. This is not the most ideal time for me to record, I would say, just because it's late, and once it starts to get to this time, like, I'm tired. My voice is tired, like, you've done the whole day talking type of thing, so it's not my preferred recording situation, but just wanted to pump an episode out. This episode theoretically should be coming out tomorrow. It takes me a long time to edit because I edit a lot of things out because I repeat myself or I don't get to the point of whatever I'm trying to say. This episode, we're going to try to keep it short and sweet. Sabrina Carpenter mentioned. But we're going to try to keep it short and sweet and to the point so I can edit it more quickly so that I can be out by tomorrow at 5. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me, y'all. I'm excited to record another episode. I love doing this podcast. It's so much fun. Even though this is only the 3rd episode, so it's like, girl, you just started. I have not posted a new episode in a few weeks. Basically, overview for today's episode, I'm gonna explain my hiatus, give just like a general life update, honestly, because there has been a lot going on in my life, which is why I haven't been posting, like, good stuff, but just hard to fit this stuff in. But I'll do a little life update, and honestly, yeah, I think that will take us through the episode, but we'll see. I don't know, we can go ahead and jump right in. Where to begin? I guess I'll start with addressing the fact that I haven't posted in a long time. I don't know if anybody, well, I know some of my friends have noticed, or some of my friends and coworkers have been like, girl, where are you? For those who did notice / care, yes, I have not posted in, I want to say 3 weeks. And honestly, if I don't get this episode posted tomorrow, it'll be 4 weeks, which is a horrible look, and I completely, it's bad. But I can explain. Let me explain. I've had an extremely busy couple of weeks. Really, a bulk of the reason why I haven't been able to post is because in the beginning of the month, I went on a mission trip with my church to Peru, which was amazing and super fun, and I'll talk more about it in a few minutes. But because of that, like, preparing for that and being there, I knew that I was going to take a couple of weeks hiatus. Honestly, I was so busy that I forgot to post that I would be taking a hiatus, which just lets you know, like, I was down bad. But I was only supposed to not post for like a week, so I was planning to post the Friday before and then to, I think, schedule a post for while I was in Peru, and then probably skip the week that I came back, because I came back on a Wednesday, so I would have taken a break. That was the plan, basically. What I'm trying to say is that I did intend on, like, scheduling some posts during the trip, but honestly, just preparing for that trip was insane. There was so much going on, like, so many meetings and stuff that I was doing. I was working a lot that week before because I was trying to get my, like, workplace ready for when I would be gone and, like, make sure that they were good to go to the best of my ability. I had an episode recorded, like in episode 3, not this one, recorded, and it just needed to be edited, and I just had absolutely zero time to do it before I left. So then a video did not get posted the Friday before I left, nor did I have time to record and edit something to schedule for while I was gone. I came back on a Wednesday, and again, that turnaround time was really quick. I was still, like, recovering from coming back from the trip. Trying to record and edit within that, like, 2-day span was also a lot, while I was, like, recovering from a pretty, again, amazing, but, like, grueling, I guess, trip. So that explains the 3-week hiatus. Now, again, my hope is to post this episode tomorrow, so it will not become a 4-week hiatus, and I think I'll be able to do it, honestly. I just am gonna have to be up tonight a little bit, which is honestly fine with me. I'm still, like, having such a busy month, and I do want to talk about my like what I have going on this month and my schedule, because it once you know, then you'll understand why I've been cats I mentioned, but that's why I haven't been posting. I'm really sorry. Thanks for being patient, I guess, and for not completely writing me off. I really regret not posting something on my story because, okay, first of all, before I even get into this is like not a big deal. Like, this podcast is for me and my small little circle. I'm 100% okay with that. So I don't want to make this sound like I'm like this podcast is so important and like I should have let all my followers know. But it just felt unprofessional, I guess, to not say something. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it and I'm like, ooh, you freak. Why didn't you just make a little post like, hey guys, gonna be out of town for the next couple of weeks, whatever. I don't know why I didn't do that, and honestly, I still have a really busy month ahead of me, honestly, and I want to explain my schedule for that. So I think I mentioned in the first episode, I know I mentioned actually in the first episode that I sing at my church, which is super amazing and really fun. But I sing at my church, and we have a lot of events coming up this month in addition to our typical like Sunday night youth services, and I'm serving for like all of these things. So first of all, I don't even know if my voice is gonna make it through. Lord, give me strength, because the amount that I will be singing over the next few weeks is, I must admit, like, I'm looking back at it and I'm like, oh, will she make it through? But what did they say? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I want to give you guys an overview of my July schedule singing at church, because we have so much stuff going on, which I'm really excited for, but it is a lot of stuff. Like, it's a lot of stuff. And I don't want to say overwhelmed, but I'm just like becoming increasingly aware of how many things I have planned for this month. And I'm like, wait, who's gonna do all this? Like, who? The girl who said yes to all of these things, who was she? So basically, we have 2 major events coming up, I would say. This weekend we have our young adults conference, and it's like a 2-day conference where the worship team will be serving. And then we also have our youth day. So again, I think I said this in the first episode, but our youth is like middle and high schoolers. So we have like youth day, which is a 1-day conference, like 1 day all day sort of ordeal, and like worship is a huge thing on that day. We have 9 songs to learn for youth day, 7 songs to learn for the young adult summit. So because of how large these events are, we've had rehearsals like outside of the day of service, which typically at my church when you serve, we don't have rehearsal. We have rehearsal on Sunday and we serve on Sunday and then it's over. Like, we don't do rehearsals outside of the 1 day that you're scheduled to serve sort of thing. But the nature of these events calls for outside of that 1 day rehearsal. So in the beginning of this week, I had a rehearsal on Tuesday night for the youth day, which is coming up in August 1st actually. And then on Wednesday we had rehearsal, so that was yesterday. We had rehearsal for the Young Adult Summit. I don't remember if I just said it or not, but it's Friday, so tomorrow night, and Saturday morning. This Sunday, I'm also serving at our regular like youth Sunday night service. So far this week, basically my schedule is like rehearsal Tuesday, rehearsal Wednesday, serve Friday night, serve Saturday morning, serve Sunday night. And it's like, help. Lots of stuff coming up this week. And then honestly, after this weekend, it's not really as bad, but we will have another rehearsal on Tuesday of next weekend for youth day. And then I'm serving next Sunday night. And then after that, we'll have another rehearsal. After that, we'll have another rehearsal on Tuesday, and then youth day is the weekend after that. So I feel like this week is definitely the toughest because there was 2 events going on that each had their own long rehearsals, plus I'm serving on Sunday night. After this week, it won't feel as crazy, but I don't know. I'm just like, definitely am feeling the 2 rehearsals, 3 services, all in the same week. Yeah, busy times. So basically I'm serving on July 18th, 19th, 20th, 27th, and August 1st. And this weekend specifically, it's 3 services. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, girl, I don't know how I'm gonna survive it. I don't know how my vocal cords are gonna survive it, but it's all good. I'm really excited for these events. They're gonna be fun. Yeah, that's where I'm at in my life. What other life updates can I give? I'm looking for a job. I mean, I've been looking for a job, honestly, but not with the like push that I should be. It's been very much like casually looking for a job. I think I need to lock in and like actually get into the rhythm of applying consistently, following up consistently, because right now it's kind of just like when I have time. I have a job, by the way. I have a job. I'm trying to make that job my part-time job and a different job, my full-time job. What else is going on in my life, guys? Obsessed with Nicolandria. Like, it's actually not chill. Fun fact, actually, because I think I mentioned earlier, I recorded episode 3 for the podcast. Like, I did make an episode 3 that is not this episode. It was also a Love Island focused episode, which well, a couple things. Like, I feel like Love Island moves so quickly because there's literally episodes every damn day. You can say something about Love Island and literally 1 week later it completely flipped on its head. But also I felt bad because the second episode was a book focused episode, and then the third episode would have been a Love Island only episode. Like, I didn't like that vibe. So we're scrapping her. But now that Love Island is over and we know our winners and all that stuff, honestly, I'm just excited to have peace from Love Island. Even though I don't really have peace because it's still all over my social media. Like, that is my own fault, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I am looking up Nicolandria, seeing what they're up to. What am I gonna lie and say that I haven't been doing that? Like, I 100% have, so I'm also to blame. I will say this one thing about Love Island before we get into talking a little bit more about my Peru trip. As someone who has been on the Nicolandria train for a long time, it is so like funny and ironic to see them actually together, because it got to a point where like they were making up anything on Twitter. Like, any scenario that was happening in the villa, they were like, oh, and let me show you why this is gonna get Nick and Alindra together in the end. And it was one of those things where it's like, okay, it gets to a point. Like, I think that they'd be a beautiful couple, but I also feel like I'm trolling. And now they're actually together. And like, low-key locked in couple. Like, guys, I love Olandria so much. Like, I love her. She reminds me of she reminds me of other Black women that I have been friends with in my real life. I think she's often misunderstood, or she was misunderstood when she was in the villa, and I think that is a reality. Bro, I'm not trying to make like a think piece out of Love Island. I'm really sorry. I watch how Black women carry themselves on the show. Same thing, honestly, last season with like Janae and Serena, and it's like, truly they do represent a lot of struggles that Black women go through in society and in their own like lives. And I know this firsthand, but also secondhand from people that I love. And so the way Olandria is, I'm literally like, queen, yes, I love you so much. Like, and I completely understand where you're coming from. And like, to see her let her guard down with a man is like, well, I'm talking about with Nick, sorry, not with Taylor. When Olandria was like, wow, I don't have a handshake with anyone, that's so crazy, he said, maybe you're just not liked, ha ha ha, and laughed in her face. What about you found that funny? Someone who you claim you have a connection with to laugh in her face and say, maybe you're just not liked, ha ha ha. I think he stuck his tongue out too. I think the way that she carries herself with like such stoicism, is that the word? She's like got a hard exterior, and like she seems so strong and like so loyal and like a rock for people, which I think a lot of Black women do. Like, y'all don't even know what we're going through. But I think to see her let her guard down with Nick, like, she's so sweet and affectionate. I'm not gonna say too much. I kind of want to get off the topic, but all I will say is that she says it herself that, like, the way Nick is with her, she is able to let her guard down and be, like, truly sit in her femininity and be that soft, caring, affectionate, just like all, like, no worries person, because she knows that she has a man who's, like, guiding her and taking care of her. I'm just like, I want this for every Black woman. Like, I love Nick and Olandria. I do think that they're a real couple. I don't know if, like, I don't know, maybe they're gonna break up in a month. I don't care. Like, as long as nobody does something evil and twisted to the other person, like, last however long you want. I think that they're super compatible. I think that their families are super compatible. I think that a lot of their journey in the villa has led to this moment. I can't complain. I cannot complain about this little romance story. It's very sweet to me. That's kind of all that's going on in my life, though. Basically, trying to get clean from Love Island, trying to find a new job, trying to keep this next month with singing at church straight, and honestly still catching up on sleep from Peru. With that being said, Peru, let's get into my trip to Peru. It was a youth mission trip, so because I'm above 18, obviously, I was one of the adult leaders, so I had me and a group of 4 girls in my, like, small group, essentially. We went to Peru and we did a lot of really amazing things. My church has a sister church in Peru, and they partner on a lot of stuff. Lots of, like, donating, helping out, things like that. We're sister churches is what we call each other, basically. They were essentially hosting our mission trip and organized a bunch of different, like, outreach activities in various parts of Peru. We were mainly in Lima. Mind you, like, I don't know anything about the Peruvian geography. I was just going where I was told. I got on the bus when they told me to, and I went to the place and I did the thing. So I don't know everywhere that we were, but our hotel was in Lima. I think most of what we were doing was near or around Lima. But yeah, it was really fun. The church organized a bunch of, like, different outreach activities for us to do. I think this stands out to me because I think I would never have this opportunity, like, ever again. But we were able to build and distribute wheelchairs to people who had been waiting. Some people had been waiting for years to get a wheelchair from this organization called, I believe it's called Free Wheelchair Mission, but I gotta double check that. Mind you, I went as an adult leader, so I like my girls were doing this more than I was, but the girls got to build wheelchairs and then distribute them, which was, again, just like a highlight experience, I would say. It was really amazing to watch. I think in particular the distribution part of that outreach was amazing because it wasn't like we were just mass producing wheelchairs and handing them out and calling it a day. But when we distributed the wheelchairs to one person, we were able to sit and talk with them for, like, a very long time. Just, like, getting to know them, talk about their stories, talk about church and faith and God. And I thought that that was beautiful as well, because it's one thing to, like, make a wheelchair and hand it out, which still would have been, like, amazing. But it's also another thing to, like, truly see the impact of what you're doing and get to know the person who you're trying to help. I think is really beautiful. And I think that that was a main focus of, like, pretty much all that we did is, like, getting to know people. I think in America, culture is very different, but in Peru, sometimes just, like, showing up and being there for someone, helping them feel seen and heard and loved is all that they need. And a lot of times that's all that you need to show God's love. And I think, well, not all that you need. That seems like an oversimplification, but that can be a really easy way to introduce people to God's love. But yeah, we built and distributed wheelchairs. We visited a small hospital and we handed out, like, hygiene kits that had, like, toothbrushes, toothpaste, stuff like that. And we got to speak to some people there and pray for them. We hosted a baby shower, which was really funny. But also, like, it was really lovely as well. But we hosted a baby shower. We went to a family development center, and we hung out with people of all different ages, with youth, with younger kids like toddlers, and with the elderly. We went into like a neighborhood and we painted this lady's home, cleaned the streets, set up like stations with kids in the neighborhood. You know, we had like a hair doing station and a nail painting station, a face paint station, a coloring station, a painting like stuff station. I feel like I'm forgetting some of the outreaches that we did, but those were, yeah, definitely major things that we did that were just, again, super impactful experience. I think a once in a lifetime type of opportunity. So I'm really glad that I was invited and that I said yes. It was really beautiful. I loved. We also did some, you know, we had some like free time as well. So we went to the beach. We went to the Inca market as well. We went to also a Peruvian supermarket. So we got some like Peruvian snacks as well. Peruvian chocolate, y'all. Bro, I got some Peruvian chocolate coins. And I wish that I ate them slower, honestly, because I've never had chocolate coins that good before in my life. And I don't know if it's just like a placebo effect sort of thing where I think that they're good because I got them in like a different country or something, but fine. They are fine, like, bruh. And I'm almost done with them because I keep eating them. It's probably also why I'm breaking out on my face, but we don't need to talk about that. That was Peru. We were there for about 8 days, I would say. I was really nervous for the trip as well because I don't travel ever. Like the last time I had flown prior to the Peru trip was in 2017, I want to say 2016. So yeah, in 2017. Prior to that, I had only flown 2 or 3 other times, I would say, when I was younger. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I don't fly ever. I haven't, again, prior to this trip, hadn't flown in an extremely long time. The first time I flew, when I was 8 years old, I flew to Georgia. From where I live to Georgia is like a 2-3 hour flight. When I tell you I had a panic attack, not even in a cutesy way, I feel like 8 is too old to be throwing a temper tantrum on a plane. I genuinely just think I had a panic attack. I started kicking and screaming and crying, and I was kicking the lady seat in front of me. Like, I do not do well on planes until this trip. Now I know that I'm actually capable of flying easily. And it actually was a pretty easy travel experience. We had 2 flights on like the way there and back. We flew from Maryland to Miami, and then Miami to Peru, and then vice versa on the way back. Peru to Miami, Miami to DC. But yeah, on the first day, honestly, super easy. Like, there was barely any turbulence. Specifically, the flight from Maryland to Miami, super easy, no turbulence. I don't even think it was 2 hours. It probably was, but it felt very short. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep. Like, I never thought I would be someone who'd be able to fall asleep on planes because I always felt like my anxiety was too high to like let my guard down enough to nap. But I was asleep, and then from Miami to Peru, I was also asleep. Like, I think I still have a little bit of like anxiety somewhere in the back of my mind and body about flying, because I will say I would wake up, like, I couldn't sleep through the entire flight. I would wake up like 2 hours before we were supposed to land, thinking that we were about to land like sooner than that, if that makes sense. Like my body would just be like, oh, wake up, you're about to land. And like I would wake up like kind of in a frenzy, being like, okay, lock in, like don't go back to bed. And then we wouldn't land for like 2 more hours, and I was like, bruh, I could have been sleeping for like another hour and a half at this point. What the heck? So I do think my body is not, she's not like ready enough to sleep for the entire flight, but she can sleep for majority of it. So it was nice. I will say I kind of forgot how like TSA and bag check and stuff like that worked. So that was like and like your boarding pass and your baggage claim ticket and all that stuff. I was like, wait, what the fuck are we doing? With the freak, sorry, I'm trying not to curse, but I was like, what the freak are we doing? But again, it really helped on the first day to like get all that relearning out of the way, because on the way back I felt a lot more confident with those little steps. Also at TSA, you don't have to take your shoes off anymore. Fun fact, if anybody didn't know. On the flight back from Peru, I was not having a good time. Honestly, from Peru to Miami wasn't too bad. I slept a lot on that flight because that was the longer leg, I guess, of the travel day. But from Miami to DC, let me tell y'all something, okay? First of all, our flight got delayed. Our flight got delayed on our way there as well, actually. But our flight got delayed, which is totally fine. Like, listen, if we got to delay our flight because of weather issues, like, go ahead and delay it all that is needed until the sky's clear. I am not trying to be up in the air in crazy weather conditions that the pilot doesn't feel comfortable flying in. Like, nah, delay that flight. I don't care. They did not tell us that the flight was delayed until we had already boarded. So, of course, like, I was already sitting in my uncomfortable, tight little seat. I was in the middle seat. I got an aisle seat once. I think from Peru to Miami, I had an aisle seat. But every other, like all of the other 3 flights, I did have a middle seat, which was honestly not that bad. We had already boarded the plane. So there was just like an hour of us being like, okay, now what? So then the flight took off. There was a little bit of turbulence because, again, the weather conditions weren't great. In Miami, they were fine, but in DC, I think it was storming at the time that we were flying back. So there was some turbulence when we got closer to DC. Also, a quick little aside about turbulence. The fact that, like, this plane that weighs, I don't know how many tons a plane weighs, but I know that this joint is heavy. Like, the fact that a little cloud makes us, move all around, and a little cloud, like, we can't survive a little cloud without dropping. Like, I don't like that. That does not sit right with me in the slightest. Like, for some reason, I feel like a plane should be, like, this thing gotta be heavy enough to withstand a cloud, you know what I mean? So I didn't love that side of things with the turbulence. Just because I don't like that rocky feeling. Like, I want to feel like it's smooth sailing. Because as soon as we start, drip dropping over the place, I'm like, oh, are we... Then I start to, like, reality starts to set in that, like, God forbid, but this plane could drop at any moment in time and we would all die. Like, that's what turbulence is, like a reality check for me that I do not need or want. Flight got delayed, there was turbulence, and then when we got to DC, I think because our flight was delayed, the schedule of incoming flights was off at the airport in Maryland, because when we got there, our pilot was like, oh, there's a lot of traffic essentially on the tarmac, so we are here, but like we're gonna need to chill basically for a second. So then we spent, and he said, bro, I kid you not, he said, we're gonna have to chill here for 5 or 10 minutes. And then I think we were probably flying around in like big circles, just like in the area, but not actually landing for like an hour. It's one thing if like, oh, I'm flying and it's like I'm not at my destination yet, so you're stuck type of thing, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, whatever. I don't love the idea of flying on planes, but I'm not even where I need to be at yet, so, we gonna keep trucking. But to be in the area that I need to land at, and now I'm just like floating in the air for an hour, I want my feet to touch the ground now. I found myself getting a little bit anxious at that time because I was like, okay, this isn't fun anymore. Like, I'm not having fun. Put me down now. And I also didn't totally appreciate that the pilot at first said 5 or 10 minutes, and then like when I got to 30, like he could have just been like, sorry guys, it's taking way longer than I thought, sit tight. But he just didn't say anything else for the rest of the flight. So we were truly just like going in big circles, like, but it was fine. We landed, I got home, all was well. And yeah, I went on a mission trip to Peru, and now I'm like, how is it that 2 weeks ago I was in Peru? I got a lot of really cool stuff in Peru. I got a beautiful butterfly ring and this beautiful butterfly necklace. I got lots of souvenirs and stuff for people, keychains, magnets, stuff like that. I bought a bunch of Peruvian snacks. Again, I mentioned the Peruvian chocolate coins, chocolate bars. They have these like chocolate sprinkle cookies that I think are really popular, because anywhere we went that like had a vending machine had these cookies in them. But apparently you can get them in the US, so maybe I didn't need to buy 30,000 packs in Peru to bring it back, but that's neither here nor there. I got ceviche chips and they were delicious. I got churrasco chips. I also don't know if that's how you say that, so I'm not going to say it again. But I think they're just steak chips. They're okay, honestly. It's like steak flavored Pringles. Some different like crackers, some different chocolates. I had a lot of chocolate for sure, because also the church gifted us some chocolate as well. So I definitely have a lot of Peruvian chocolate at the moment. One of the better places to get chocolate is in Peru, and I got a good brand according to the natives, so excited for that. I also drank so much Inca Cola on this trip. Like literally every single time we went out to dinner, I was drinking Inca Cola, which like they have Inca Cola in the US, so it wasn't my first time having it in Peru, but it was some of the students' first time having it, and I thought that that was really funny because they, like, once we were leaving and, like, we were getting our souvenirs, packing up our last snacks, stuff like that, some of the kids were like, oh, I need to bring home this Inca Cola to my family, and I was like, guys, don't waste space in your luggage for this, like, there's Inca Cola at home. The ceviche chips were so good. Speaking of ceviche, I tried authentic ceviche I tried ceviche for the first time, and I'm glad because it was authentic. We honestly had a lot of good food. I would say standout meals, and I don't remember the names of any of the places that we went to, because again, it was very much just like a get on the bus and we're going to dinner type of thing, so I didn't know the names for everywhere that we went. But standouts were definitely, we had like Peruvian version of Chinese food, basically, which like honestly pretty similar to American Chinese food, I guess, because I know everywhere does it differently. Like Britain also does theirs differently, or like the UK, and theirs looks nasty, but whatever. It literally looks like soup and oop and glop. We tried the Peruvian version, which was really good. Specifically, they had like we have orange chicken here. They had peach chicken, which was delicious. A lot of other stuff were similar though, like fried rice, chow mein, stuff like that. But the peach chicken, I haven't forgotten you. Another standout meal was we went to like their version of Chick-fil-A, and we got these huge chicken tender wraps that were so good. We went to a Peruvian chicken place, of course. A sauce that I kept having was ají. I forget how to say it, but it's like a yellow spicy sauce that they put on a lot of stuff. That was so good. I think my absolute favorite meal though, we went to a Peruvian buffet, and seriously, like, amazing. That's where I had the ceviche. But I also had like some meats. I don't remember a lot of the names of stuff that I ate, so I gotta try to look it up so I can know the names. But I had a lot of ceviche that day, and then afterwards I was like, this is raw fish, so maybe this wasn't the best idea, but neither here nor there. Had ceviche. I also, not at the buffet, but a different day, I had lomo saltado. Lomo saltado. Yes. And that was really good too. That's like, it was like, it's steak, basically. It's steak with, I don't know if it's always served with fries, but where I went, it was served with fries and chimichurri, and that was delicious. At the Peruvian buffet, I regret, it's just 'cause I was so full, but they had rice pudding and you like, I guess you put it with like a jam and cinnamon or something. And I didn't try it, but I regret not trying it. I was just so full, and I was like, bruh, I can't take another bite, because I had 2 plates at the buffet. 2 big plates too, not little, the big one, not the little. Sorry, that was horrible, but overall super fulfilling trip, beautiful. I feel like I got so close to everybody there, and because I've been serving at my church for like a year and a half, but I feel like I'm a very shy and quiet person for sure. Well, not even I feel like, I know that I am a quiet person. Actually, what it is, honestly, is that when it comes to my personality, like, I very much adapt to whatever's going on, like whatever type of social situation I'm in. So if I'm in a room with a bunch of super loud, outgoing people, I kind of start to retreat, not because of anything bad. It's just like, I'm like, okay, I'm not about to fight you. Like, you know, you can run the show, and that's totally fine with me. I like to be observant in that type of situation versus if I'm in a room with people who are quieter, I typically become the louder voice, and like I'm a lot more outgoing and talkative. My point is that at my church, I tend to fall more in like the shy, doesn't speak unless spoken to sort of role. And so I feel like I've definitely missed out on opportunities to get to know everyone in the way that I think I should. And I think that this trip was a really beautiful opportunity to like kind of get closer with people, especially with the like my fellow adult leaders that were my like closer to my age. It was nice to be able to talk to adults my age, or like older than me sort of thing, and like get to forge those types of relationships was really nice. Yeah, I think it was a really beautiful opportunity to get to know other leaders and get to know students as well, and to get to know the people of Peru. Like, it was so beautiful. The people of Peru are so loving, and like the amount of like hugs and kisses on the cheek, and I had a great time. Like, I love being able to do something for someone and give it to them and then like show God's love that way. That's like my vibe. So being able to like volunteer and help out and stuff like that, I love doing things like that. And I need to find more opportunities at home to do it, because it's like, it's not like they aren't here. You don't need to fly to Peru. One of the students said that too, which was a very good point, but like, it was a beautiful trip, obviously, but you don't need to fly to Peru or fly to a different country to make a difference. Like, look in your neighborhood, look at your friends, like look and see what the people around you need and how you can show them love. That's another thing that I think I will take back with me, is that I think I really struggle at being a good friend and showing up for people. Ooh, me when I'm gonna cry. No, I think I really have a lot of work to do when it comes to being a good friend, because I know that I show my love in a very odd way. And I think I need to really work on being a consistent, reliable friend. And actually, funnily enough, this past Sunday, they preached a message about being a good friend and like being reliable, being there, whether it's good or bad, whether like your friend situation is good or bad, you're there. And I think I really struggle with that. And I'm not proud of it. And I will say I'm self-aware enough to know that like I'm not the best friend that a girl can have, you know? Because I'm friends with some people who I'm like, yeah, like you are too good to me and too good to everybody around you, and I'm not there yet, and that's okay, because I'm willing to admit it, and I want to try to learn from that, because I'm not proud of it, but I feel like a new readiness to pursue my friendships a little bit more. Well, not a little bit, a lot more, to be more consistent, to be more reliable, to reach out to people more, to be more of an initiator. Because I think my two biggest problems in friendships are really, the first one I think is that I just was not to like blame everything on my childhood, but, and not to say that I didn't have friends growing up either, because I did. Like, I had my neighborhood girls, like I had friends growing up, but it's just like there are certain things that I just was not allowed to do, and lots of missed hangouts and stuff like that I feel like I didn't get until I was older. Again, I had friends growing up. I don't want to make it sound like I didn't, because I 100% did, and I value those friendships to this day. I feel like I'm having trouble articulating my point, but it's just not my first instinct to hang out with people so that they know that I love them. Like, we hang out when we hang out, but if we don't hang out, like, we're still good, because that's how I grew up, is like, if I got to see my friends, like be with my friends after school and we got to go to the playground, whatever, but at the end of the day, like, you're still my bestie. I think as I'm growing older, I'm like, oh no, you have to make more of an effort to like spend quality time with people. You can't just like, I mean, some people don't mind, and I will say I always get along a little bit better. Like, get along, it's easier for me to maintain that type of friendship, like a very low maintenance type of person, because I am the same way. Like, I don't need to hang out with people in order for me to feel comfortable with our relationship. But I'm realizing as I get older that a lot of people don't respond to that. And that's totally valid. And I need to, if you, like, I love my friend enough, we need to meet in the middle. I just feel like I struggle in my friendships with, like, making plans. And it's like, if we have the plan, once we're there, like, I'm totally present. I'm not, like, on my phone. I'm not, you know, like, I'm totally there with you when we're there. But will we ever get to the hangout? If it was up to me, probably not. And that kind of leads into my second thing, which is I think I need to also learn to, like, in addition to being more consistent and reliable and checking in on people a bit more, instead of just, like, knowing in the back of my head that, like, yeah, that's my friend, I love that person, like, actually making an effort. I think I need to be an initiator of things. I have a fear of rejection in friendships a little bit. I don't take it personally, but I don't feel like... Why am I actually about to cry? Guys, this isn't funny. What's going on, diva? Get up, stand up. I don't feel like I'm anyone's best friend per se. Although I would say probably within the last few years, I've been feeling like, oh, like, these are my best friends. I feel like that's been my whole life, that, like, the person who I consider my best friend, I'm like their good friend, but not necessarily their best friend. Precious, shout out you. I love you forever. But I feel like she's the only friend in my life who, like, there was a time where I was like, oh no, she's my best friend and I'm her best friend. Like, it's 100% mutual. And I think because I've been in other situations where I will call someone my best friend, and then I realize, like, maybe they don't necessarily see me that same way, or other people are, like, surprised that I say that that's my best friend, which is low-key never a good sign if I'm like, oh yeah, so-and-so is probably my best friend. And they're like, really? I'm like, I thought so, but now that you're questioning me. I think because of that, I feel a little bit of a fear of rejection in my friendships. I do not take it personally in the slightest, because it's just, like, I assume it to be true at like this point in my life, that, like, I just don't have, like, a mutual best friend where, like, everybody knows that we're best friends and I know you're my best friend and you know you're mine, and, like, we're each other's number one. I don't have that right now, and I feel like I haven't had that in a while. So I think I don't want this to come across bad, because I know my friends are listening to this, and it's not like I'm not upset about it. Like, I consider people my bestie. I just recognize that not everybody might see me the same way. And so because of that, even though, like, I don't take it personally, I do also get nervous, I guess, because I feel like uncomfortable maybe initiating plans, because I'm like, oh, what if that person secretly hates me? And, like, I guess I feel like people don't want to make themselves available to me because, like, you're not my bestie. And that totally makes sense. Like, I can't just hit you up and be like, oh, you want to hang out? But that's so stupid, because that's not true. But that's just, like, again, trying to undo that wiring in my brain. My point is that I don't initiate plans often. Not to psychoanalyze myself, but I think I was raised by a single mom, and as I'm describing my friendships, like, I've also never been in a relationship. I've never even been close to being in a relationship, never been in a talking stage. Like, I'm a very independent person. I'm a solitary person. Like, being alone is my first instinct. That comes very naturally to me. So I'm just, like, pushing on alone. Like, is anything I'm saying making sense? I think I am very used to being alone. It's not my first instinct to be like, oh, what's this person doing? What's that person doing? How can I include someone else on my plans? Like, I just do it all alone. And if a plan comes up, then a plan comes up. But I have found in recent years, like, as I'm getting older, sometimes I am alone and I'm like, dang, I could be doing this with someone else. Like, why am I doing this thing alone? And it's like, girl, I don't know. Reach out to someone. And that's on me. You know what I mean? That's not on other people to constantly, like, try to coddle me or whatever. Like, no, you need to reach out to people and build your village, as they say. I am almost regretting bringing this up because I don't want my friends to take it the wrong way or to think that I'm upset about anything, or like, first of all, if you're listening to this, I'm assuming you're my friend and I love you. But also, like, if you know we're friends on a more personal level, this is not me complaining or a dig. I'm totally trying to do like some personal self-reflection and be like, hey, I need to work on being a better friend. Like, I know that I go ghost sometimes, or like I don't initiate plans, or I recognize that those things all add up and can easily make someone feel like you don't care about them. Even if I know that I do, like, if someone else in my life doesn't receive love that way, then what's the point? I don't know how we got into this topic. Sorry, I need to wrap it up. I feel like Peru gave me a new energy, is what I'm trying to say, to help people feel loved and cared for and seen. And that can start with literally my friends, like just being like, hey, we haven't talked in a while. Can we hang out soon? Or can we talk on the phone even? And like not turning it into like, not just letting it be like a nothing plan, but actually following through. So, you know, sometimes you like say like, oh, we should hang out soon, blah, but like that never happens. I need to be, you know, actually like seeing things through. Honestly, as a family member too, like I think I could be a better family member, a better friend, and Peru reminded me of that, and I really love that. So I'm excited to try to be better about that. Those are some of my major reflections on the Peru trip, I would say. It was amazing. It was amazing to do all these different outreaches and share God's love and share the gospel with people and pray for people and get to know more of my church community, because I feel like I'd really been lacking that, honestly, even though I do serve consistently. Like actually making bonds and friendships was really fun. And also I think it taught me a lot about like being a better friend, being more faithful to God, and like showing up for people more. And I think I've really been lacking in that in a lot of ways. And I think Peru was the reminder that like, hey, this is something you need to work on. So I'm excited to kind of put some of those skills to work, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, wonderful. Again, been talking for so long, it's time to cut it off. But thank you guys so much for listening. We can wrap up by doing the media of the week. Oh, my rant topic. I ranted enough, right, throughout this episode. You know what I want to rant about? Bad driving. Seriously, like, on a serious note, guys, if you're a bad driver, get off the road, because someone could die. Like, this is life or death. And I think also because my mom growing up, her dad used to always tell her this, and now I feel like she passed it on to me, that like a car is low-key a weapon and you can do some pretty serious damage with the car. You need to be careful. I'm just not a speeder. I can speed, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not always like at the speed limit, but people who are going like, if you're going 15 plus miles over the speed limit, to me, I think that that's a really inappropriate and unsafe way to drive, and I hate it. I think like 5 miles over the speed limit is reasonable. 15 is like too much. Like where I live, the road, most of the main roads, the speed limit is 35, and it's just like, if you're going 50, like, first of all, you're about to get caught on that camera, but two, why are you making your rush everybody else's problem? And I've been there too, where I've been in a rush to get somewhere. I've been totally like late. I'm like, bro, I need to like weave between cars and stuff like that. And then I'm like, you know what? This is my fault, because I should have made time to get to where I need to go on time. And I feel like people, when they drive, like, they want to be late, weaving through hella different lanes, like honking. How are you gonna honk at me because I'm following the law and you're not? Like, what's wrong with you? And then on the highway in particular, I feel like people are so weird on highways, because the highway in my hometown, the speed limit is actually too low in my opinion. It's 55 miles an hour, which is like, there are some main roads where I live at that are, the speed limit is 50. So it's like, I feel like the highway speed limit should not be 55. I can agree with that. And people always speed on that highway. Like, they go above 55 because 55 is just, like, funnily slow. The other thing, too, is, like, if you do choose to go 55, you will actually be doing more harm than good because you're going so slow that it's becoming, like, a danger to other people on the road. You're going so slow relative to other people on the road. So I speed on that road 100%. And what's crazy is I will be going, like, 10, 15 miles over the speed limit, and people are still speeding around me. I'm like, okay, how fast are you going? Because I'm already speeding, and you're speeding around me? Another thing that people do on the highway, like, bro, just miss the exit. It's gonna be okay. Like, oh my gosh. I just remembered something, a story that I should have told. I can't believe I didn't tell this. I actually need to tell this story. Well, yeah, it's a crazy thing that happened, but the story is not that interesting. But yeah, I hate reckless driving. I hate when people are like 4 lanes over from the exit that they need to get off at and they realize that they're going to miss their exit. So in the shortest little distance, they try to get 4 lanes over. Like, miss the exit. Your GPS will be fine. You'll get rerouted. It's going to be okay. For my drivers out there, please be more of a defensive driver. Like, you never know what other people are going to do. You never know if something's going to happen to your car and, like, you might lose control or literally anything could happen. Just be careful. Be prepared. This should have been my rant topic, but my car got broken into. My car did get broken into while I was in Peru. Broken into actually is not the correct word to describe it, but my car did get robbed while I was in Peru. So, where to begin? I have a younger sister. I think I mentioned this in the first episode, but I have a younger sister and she was using my car while I was in Peru, which, like, she totally asked me if that was fine and I said it was. She went to park at work and she left the car unlocked on one of her shifts, and she came back and, like, all of my stuff that was, like, in my center console was out onto the ground, and my car charger was missing, and some money that I keep in my car. I don't keep, like, lots of money in my car, and honestly anything super valuable, luckily. But, like, yeah, all my crap was out on the car seats, basically, or on the car, like, floor. Basically, my car charger was missing and some money. That was the bulk of what was missing. I haven't noticed much else missing. But at my job, I have access to, like, the security cameras outside. So me and my sister watched the footage. Like, we had to do some sleuthing. And honestly, I was kind of getting to the point where I was like, bro, I don't even care about finding this. Like, whatever, my shit got stolen. Like, it is what it is. But my sister was the one who was like, bro, we can literally find it. So we found the footage of the guys. I think it was 2 guys and a girl, which, like, a girl did this to me. But it was only one person that went in there. It's just, like, the other 2 were giving accomplice. But we did find the footage of them breaking in. 3 of them, like, walk past. One of them slips in as if it's his own car and spends a couple minutes in there and leaves with the loot, my money and my car charger. And what's also funny is that my sister was, like, one of the last people to leave that night, and her and, like, some of our other coworkers literally left, like, 2 or 3 minutes after that happened. Like, what luck. But again, luckily I don't keep many valuables in my car, but they did take my car charger, and I am actually upset about it, low-key, because I had such a good car charger. Like, it was such a cute color, and it had 3 charging ports. It had one for the old iPhone, for the new iPhone, and for the like an Android device. I had a tri-port charger, and it was so cute. It had pink hearts all over it, and then the base of it, the part that went into the car, was green, my favorite shade of green. So I'm actually sick, because there's also been many times where I'm like, oh, I need my car charger, and, like, I reach for it, and then I'm like, I don't have it anymore because a thief stole it. But yeah, that's the story. Again, the story's not that interesting. Like, it wasn't anything violent. It wasn't even my fault, y'all, because I was in Peru while this happened, but it is funny. Okay, those are my rant topics. Stop being a reckless driver, and also, why did my car get broken into? Media of the week. Look, you guys, my media is about to be trash because I haven't read a single book or watched a single movie. Actually, I watch movies, but I haven't read jack. I'll do a song media first. And my song media is going to go ahead and be Daisies by Justin Bieber, because I like the how many days till I can see you again. So Daisies by Justin Bieber. Also low-key Yukon by Justin Bieber. Both of those I really liked off of his new album. I think I spoke about this in the first episode that I'm like grew up a major believer, but if he drops something I'm gonna listen to it, and if I like it I'll keep listening type of thing. So yes, those two songs. For Christian songs, Forever Yahweh was on repeat in Peru, so I'd say that. I have two more. I don't remember if I said this last time, so if I did I'm sorry, but Carried Away by Men I Trust and Staying by Lizzie McAlpine. It's just like every single day I'm singing that song. Maybe I would be okay. Yeah, those are my four, so 5 I guess. Daisies and Yukon by Justin Bieber. Forever Yahweh by, it's Elevation Worship, I'm pretty sure. Men I Trust, Carried Away, and then Staying by Lizzie McAlpine, just because it's been on repeat. I'm supposed to do a book, but I haven't been reading at all. Okay, I don't have a book recommendation, but I will tell you where I'm at with books. I did somewhere on the trip. I restarted The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I feel like I can get through it. I've tried to read it before, but it's a really slow start, which a lot of people say it's a really slow start, but then they also say that it's like the best book that they've ever read. And that like once it picks up, so I want to give it another shot. I tried to read it like hardcover because a friend, actually, girl, I still have your copy. Ashley, come get your copy. I feel like reading on my Kindle helps me read a lot faster, so I'm gonna try to get into The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue once again. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thanks for listening, for watching. Thank you for bearing with me as I have not posted in damn near a month. It's not chill, and I completely get that, and I'm sorry. And it honestly won't happen again. Like, I have a lot of fun. It's just these past weeks specifically it's been impossible, honestly, to get something out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Love you guys. Guys, my eyes are so, like, I'm literally going like this. Like, my eyes are tired. You know, my voice is tired. I have to sing tomorrow. It's cooked, bro. Cooked, deep fried, laid to the side. Okay. Bye.